My students, welcome to my today's topic. Today in this lesson we will learn about green skills part 2. Okay, so here we will basically cover up about the sustainable development, all its goals, the green economy and environmental citizenships. So first of all we learn about green skills. So these are the skills actually for sustainability, to sustain. So the development of green skills is important to ensure that human beings live and work in an environmentally responsible manner and are able to deal with the impacts of environmental damage. Okay. So green skills can be applied to various fields such as renewable energy, water management, waste management, energy conservation, pollution control and green constructions. Okay. Now the point come, that is the sustainable development in session 1. Development is considered as a gradual process for environment improvement in the economic, social, political and cultural systems. Okay, so the impact of the development on the environment and the natural resources was not considered in the initial years. Now this approach has resulted in the rapid depletions of these resources and continues to threaten the survival of our future generations. Okay, so here the concept of sustainable development received in 1972 at the UN Conference on the Human Environment held in Stockholm, Sweden. Okay. In 1983, the United Nations created the World Commission on Environment and Development, which was later known as the Brundtland Commission. The Prime Minister of Norway at that time, Gro Brundtland, was appointed the chairperson of the commission. This organization has the aim at identifying the sustainability problems worldwide, raising awarenesses about them and suggesting the implementation of solutions at a global level. Okay. So simply you can say that sustainable development is a long term integrated approach to development addressing economic, environmental and social issues while avoiding excess consumption of vital natural resources. Okay. So sustainability seeks to protect our natural environment, human well-being and ecological health while driving innovations and not compromising our way of life. Okay, so it refers to a development that approach into account the fact that the natural resources present in the world are limited and must be used in proper manner, in limited way. So it requires making the maximum use of renewable energy resources such as wind power and solar power. Okay, so here is the difference between the conventional approach and sustainable development. In conventional approach, the environment was considered as a separate entity. Environmental protection agencies were added to the existing government structures to address environmental issues, and its main focus was on countering the ill effects of the policies which caused environmental degradation. And in sustainable development, the environment is where we live and development is what we all do to improve our lives. Okay. So here government agencies and major departments and other economic and social development play key roles in national decision making and consequently in determining whether environmental resources are maintained, protected or degraded. Okay. So the focus is on correcting the policies that are source or root cause of adverse environmental effects. Okay. So here you can see the three main areas in which sustainable development needs to be pursued. Okay, here environment, a viable natural environment, economic, sufficient economic, and social, nurturing community. Okay. So what are the basic objects of sustainable development? Number one is economic growth. Okay, building a competitive economy, ensuring the sufficient land is available to the support of growth and innovation. Then environmental protection, protecting and enhancing our natural environment, helping to improve biodiversity, using natural resources wisely and minimizing the waste and pollutions. Okay. And then social inclusion. Okay, creating high quality development with accessible local services for the community to support its health, social and cultural well-beings and cultural diversity, building a sensitivity towards all cultural and celebrating diversity. Okay. Now we will learn about the importance of sustainable development. So here the points are, you can see, promoting proper use of resources, then developing positive attitude, and then increasing participation of people in development activities. So the growth of economy is considered to be the utmost importance here. Over the past 2 decades, economic growth has come at the expense of the environmental. Okay. So Earth's natural resources have been used in an inefficient and wasteful manner that has resulted in poor air quality and overall climate change. Greenhouse gas emissions are rising day to day. The world is already experiencing the repercussions of climate change, from sea level rise and melting glaciers to most extreme weather patterns, destructions of economic ecosystems and biodiversity. Okay. So here we are using the resource while ensuring that the future generations can also do the same. Thus development can never be achieved if the adverse effects are ignored completely. So we have to reduce our consumptions of natural resources without compromising our quality of life. We need to consume and sustain at the same time. Okay. So if you are cutting a tree to use its wood, we should plant a sapling at the same time. Okay. This way you can use the resource. Next are problems related to the sustainable development. Number one is corruption, then lack of effort, then lack of financial resources, and at last it is natural calamities. So some necessary steps needed for sustainable development. Sustainable development emphasis on the wise use of resources like minerals, coal, petroleum, water, chemical fertilizer, everything. So this will lead to minimum use of resources for maximum benefit without wastage. It will also help to conserve and protect our environment. Okay. Then we need development of positive attitude. Then we need integrated socio-economic development, and at last we need long lasting development. Sustainable development aims at long lasting development. Okay, it emphasizes on continuing the present development without destroying the earth's means and resources. Thus sustainable development is essential because it helps us to look at our world differently. That economics should grow, companies should thrive, people should have decent work, and new innovative technologies should be created. but not at cost of the environment. Okay. Next, popular methods of sustainable development. Number 1 is harvesting rainwater, sprinkle irrigation or drip irrigation, then vermicomposting and solar energy. Okay. Next, we will learn in this session 2 Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. Sustainable Development Goals SDGs are the collection of 17 global goals set by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015 for the year 2030. They were implemented from 1st January 2016. The SDGs, or you can say Sustainable Development Goals, have been adopted by 193 member countries of the United Nations. Okay, and its aim is for achieving a more sustainable future for all, address the global challenges like poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, prosperity, peace and justice. And we need action by all countries, poor, rich and middle income, to promote welfare while protecting the planet. Okay, so over the next 15 years, countries will mobilize efforts to end all the forms of poverty, fight inequalities and tackle climate change while ensuring that no one is left behind. So all the countries have to put in significant effort to attain sustainable development goals in order to save our planet. Now you can see here all the 17 goals for sustainable development. Okay. Number 1 is no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. Number 4, quality education. 5, gender equality. 6, clean water and sanitation. Number 7, affordable and clean energy. Number 8, decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Number 10, reduce inequalities. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. Number 13, climate action. Number 14, life below water. Number 15, life on land. Number 16, peace and justice, strong institutions. Number 17, partnerships for the goals. Okay, so we are having all the 17 goals here. Okay, so these SDGs are categorized into 3 areas, which are economic, environmental and social. From SDG 1, SDG 2, SDG 3, SDG 8 and 9 are related to economic area, where SDG 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15 are related to environmental area, and rest of SDG like 4, 5, 10, 11, 16 and 17, all these SDGs are related to social area. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the major challenges of sustainable development. Sustainable development requires a lot of concentrated efforts, and its implementation still faces various challenges. Lack of financial resources to plan, carry out sustainable development. Sustainable development is often difficult in countries that are facing extreme challenges. Okay, like natural occurrence such as earthquakes, tsunamis. Okay, at the time where there is a conflict between immediate profit and investment towards sustainable technologies Like in certain countries, the government has increased the financing towards the non sustainable energy resources to keep the economy growing and win people's votes, which is a short term view. Corruption is also another challenge, and also lack of effort at the local government level may also prevent this implementation of the goals. And another key challenge is ensuring responsibility and accountability in achieving sustainable development. Okay, okay. So all these are the challenges for the sustainable development. Now, next thing is green economy. Actually, green economy is an economy that is in line with principles of sustainable development. A green economy has following characteristics: low carbon, resource efficient and socially inclusive. According to the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP, United Nations Environment Programme, green economy is the one that results in improved human well-being and social equity, while significantly reducing environmental risks and ecological scarcities. And one of the major challenges is in developing and promoting a green economy is to determine the approaches to economy and environment in order to give people the quality of life they seek. So the importance of green economy are: it helps in moving from economic growth to balanced growth, it helps achieving biological balance, it makes it possible to account for environment and sustainability, it views nature as capital, and it clearly presents the trade-off between the environment and the economy, and it makes it possible to shift to responsible resource utilizations. Okay. Next in session 4, that is environmental citizenship. Environmental citizenship is a key idea which suggests that human beings are an integral part of the environment, and also recognizes that the future of the human beings is intricately associated with ecosystems. The concept of environmental citizenship also lays out that it is our responsibility to take concrete steps to protect and conserve the environment. The concept of environmental citizenship explains that each one of us should try to become an environmental citizen. Some of the practices that are promoted under environmental citizenship, like adopting a green lifestyle, participating in environmental decision making, fixing the responsibility and accountability of business. Okay, here environmental citizens also have certain rights, such as right to environmental information, right to justice in environmental matters, and clean and healthy environment. Okay, so be a environmental citizen first and obey all the rights properly. Okay, so this is the chapter green skills 2 part 2. So learn it carefully, watch the video again and again. Okay, thank you.